Dr. Tan, Ken Lee, who's mentored us both in the community and at work. Jennifer was actually one of my first bosses at long time ago. Jennifer, if you remember. But a lot of good guidance, advice from people. But one of the key successes I found is really, what do you brand yourself as? I'm a marketing person, so I can talk about brand, but for those that are not familiar with branding, think of cars. How many people here drive a German car? A lot. But there's a Mercedes, there's a BMW. Both are German made, but Mercedes is luxury. BMW is sport. So one of the things that guide me as a marketing person, but also is one of the things I use as personal achievement, is a personal brand. How do you look to yourself and to people around you, especially your bosses and your coworkers? That is very, very important, because even more so, I think, for Asian Americans, because there are preconceptions, there are stereotypes. It's a bit of a funny joke. We had a team meeting not too long ago. Folks, one of the team leads and I were talking. He said, you know, there are a lot of stereotypes, but one of the ones you probably want to have is an Asian stereotype. I said, what do you mean by that? Oh, you guys are all smart. And that's probably true. But I challenge him back and go, what about the negative stereotypes? What about the pieces that people think? Some of the things you hear. Leadership, communication. Those are negative stereotypes as well. So as a person work on a personal brand, think about the challenges that misconceptions people may have of you, and then how to develop your brand to make sure that people know what you're capable of. Again, one of the opportunities, I mentioned that I move around a lot, and with my core family, I'm able to move around a lot. I was able to develop myself as an innovator. What does that mean, right? I can create really cool stuff that people like to do and invest in, and convince people to do so. If that's a path someone would like to choose, then get ready to sign up for a lot of new exciting opportunities. But that doesn't really mean that that is the brand you would like to keep. There's a lot of great things that come from your core value that excite you, and then that you can challenge yourself, but make sure that message and what you represent is actually known. So make sure to develop projects and work on things that make sense that will lead you to that path. Now, being an innovator is not always positive, because you may have some failures, and have plenty of failures in terms of trying new things that did not work. And that's also part of the deal. When you develop a brand, just like a business, think IBM, right? They started off as a typewriter company. UPS started off as a messenger company. You then reinvent yourself, evolve yourself to the needs of how you want to present yourself, the strength of yourself, and then what the company is looking for. And through that, you will have a successful career. So my challenge, because I'm standing between food, and I see food coming out, so I'll wrap it up very quickly, is that think about how other people perceive you. Know that there are stereotypes, whether it's Asian American, whether you're from the South, whether you're from New York. Think about those things that people define you. Is that how you want to be defined? And then change that, and make yourself into a new brand, and then have enough development and support to be able to change that, and then you will be on your way. And I would again like to thank Dr. Tan and Ken Lee, who were great guidance, and Jennifer, who helped me guide me through the path that I'm here today, and also the community. And I could not have done this without OCA. Because one of the transformation I had through was, I was one of those smart kids that actually was sitting in a queue and look at computers all day. There was no way I could get in front of everybody and speak without having been an OCA, been a president, and forced to make the speeches. So challenge yourself as much as you can, support the community, and then redefine yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Philip. We appreciate it. Well, dinner, you see, is starting right now. Just a little logistics here. In the next few minutes, you're going to have some folks walking around the table to ask you, to help them with some raffle tickets. So the price for each ticket is $5. And so we'll walk around and go. So prior to that, let me introduce So before we start, Sandra just remind me, let's just bring up one special guest here tonight. He's a Director General of Tyco, and Stephen Tai. So Stephen, please come up and have a few words.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Tai, Director General of the Private Economic and Cultural Office in Atlanta. It is really my great pleasure and honor to attend today's event in celebration of Chinese Lunar Year. I wish to have this opportunity to commend OCA over the years has capability to the community. So well now, we thank you for their efforts for the community and the services. And this is the years of the goat. I wish you all the distinguished guests good health, prosperity, and success. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Director Tai. Again, dinner starting now. During the dinner, we will have cultural performance coming up. We also have a special presentation of a scholarship award this year. And then we're going to ask one of the special guests tonight.